Good morning, Year 10. I hope you're well and having a lovely day. Please do write the date and the title, marketing campaign, theme park project. For this lesson, you'll need pens, highlighters and a ruler, the notes or plan you made from the previous lesson on a marketing campaign, and the PDF of further persuasive techniques. So do now. I'd like you to write down any 3 of the persuasive devices used in advertising that we looked at last lesson. For a challenge, can you think of examples for them from the media? Pause the video for 5 minutes to do this now. So we talked about emotive appeal, appealing to the emotions of the audience, something that the John Lewis adverts do really well. We talked about personal pronouns, so your M&S, because you're worth it. Talking directly to the audience engages them and makes them feel that included within the advert. Superlatives, so the best something, the smartest something, the most something, the best family day out ever. By making something the best, the most something, it makes it more appealing. Noun phrases. So Premier Water Park. You've got your adjective and you've got your noun. Rhetorical questions. Wouldn't you like to save money? So asking a question purely for effect rather than requiring a response. Rule of 3, or tricolon as we normally call it. A mile a day helps you work, rest and play. Repetition. Go compare, go compare, go compare. So you want to be careful with repetition though. Of course, if you're doing a musical advert and you repeat it over and over, it can get annoying. But that's a risk you run because repetition is very effective. So even when things are a bit of an earworm and a bit annoying, the benefit is they stay with the audience. Flattery, you're worth it. So making the audience feel good by telling them that they deserve your product or your service. So make sure you've got the techniques in the previous slide written down. You should have done that the previous lesson. If you didn't, please write them down this lesson. So let's think about some other techniques used in advertising. So you've got Bandwagon. This is where the advertiser tries to make you feel like everyone else has the product, and if you don't have it too, you'll be left out. Facts and figures. Using statistics, research, or other data to make the product appear to be better than its competitors. Testimonial. This is where a product is endorsed by a celebrity or expert. Because a celebrity or expert are valued by the customer or client, then it makes your product more credible and attractive. So special offer. The advertiser offers a discount, coupon, free gift or other enticement to get people to buy the product. And then finally, urgency. This is where the advertiser makes you feel like you need the product right away. So, marketing campaign. Last lesson, you had to decide which advertising avenues you were going to use. You wrote a plan for what type of advertisement you were going to make and what you needed to include in the advertisement. Today, we're going to look at some examples of advertisements for theme parks so you can see these techniques being used in context. Then, you will spend the rest of the lesson designing your advert. Okay, so for your first task, I would like you to identify the advertising techniques in action. So let's look at one example advert from a theme park together. Using your list from the Do Now and the PDF, I'd like you to identify which techniques are being used and jot down the list of techniques in your book. So let's read through the advert together. About Legoland, Windsor Resort. Which child does not dream of becoming a knight, an explorer, a test driver or a pilot, and entering into a fascinating world of adventure? At Legoland, Windsor Resort, there are over 55 rides and attractions where children can fly through treetops to escape fearsome dragons, ride the thrilling rapids with a Viking fleet, Join LEGO drivers on a magical underwater adventure, and so much more. The Legoland Park has lots to offer for families and with children between the ages of 3 and 12 looking for adventure. Enough for several days of fun and action. The Legoland experience continues even after park closing time in the awesome Legoland Resort hotels, where visitors can spend the night in our fully themed bedrooms. Explore our awesome resort. So, remember, you need to use the list from your Do Now and PDF to identify the techniques being used. So pause the video for about 5 to 10 minutes to jot down the techniques. Okay, so these are the answers. We've got positive noun phrases, such as fascinating world, fearsome dragons, thrilling rapids, magical underwater adventure, awesome Legoland hotels, fully themed bedrooms, and finally, awesome resort. Use of facts and figures. There are over 55 rides and attractions. So much to do. So much more. The park has lots to offer, enough for several days. The experience continues. And then we've also got emotional appeal. What child does not dream of world of adventure, children looking for adventure? Enough for several days of fun and action. The Legoland experience. So if you didn't get these down, please take a moment to write them down now. So, once again, using your list from the Do Now and PDF, I'd like you to identify the techniques being used in this advert. So, a theme park like no other, Thought Park. Home to over 30 thrilling rides, attractions and live events, Thought Park Resort is the ultimate destination for thrill seekers, featuring some of the UK's most popular roller coasters. Reach new heights with Stealth, the UK's fastest roller coaster, launching riders to 205 feet at 80 miles per hour in just 2.5 seconds. Take flight on the Swarm, the UK's only winged roller coaster, or face one of Jigsaw's most twisted traps with Saw. Ride the world's first horror-themed roller coaster, featuring an 100-foot beyond vertical drop. Booking online is the only way to guarantee entry. Find out more. So pause the video to identify the techniques being used. Okay, so these are the answers. You've got some superlatives: the UK's most popular, fastest roller coaster, most twisted traps. So by presenting it as the most something, it makes it more appealing and more unique. He's also got positive noun phrases: thrilling rides, ultimate destination, new heights, world's first themed horror roller coaster, first horror themed roller coaster. You've also got the use of facts and figures. Home to 30 rides, numbers used to describe rides. Emotional appeal, thrill seekers. And finally, a sense of urgency, only way to guarantee entry. So it makes it seem really in high demand. So pause the video again, just check you've got everything written down. Okay, so let's consider the Oreo approach to persuasive writing. So firstly, you start with an opinion. Then you give reasons and examples, and finally you finish with your original opinion again. So let's consider the Oreo approach. A fun day out for all the family as an opinion. Something to do for all ages as a reason. For examples, rides for Tiny Tot to Henry VIII's summer house, recently discovered for those who want to keep their feet on the ground. And then finally you finish with the opinion again. A truly great day out for all the family. So for your next task, I'd like to decide what your 3 selling points are, and then follow the steps on the left to create your own type of Oreo for your advert. And finally, make sure you're using persuasive techniques within each section of the Oreo. So pause the video for 10 minutes to do this now. Okay, and finally, you need to create your advert. Don't forget to include the name of the park, any other unique selling points, what's available, generalised, not a complete list, amenities, location and directions, and any special opening offers to encourage the first visitors. Also, the key thing, make sure you're using your persuasive devices that we've looked at this lesson and last lesson as well. So, creating your advert can be a poster or flyer, a leaflet, a web page for the internet site, the script for a radio advert, perhaps a jingle, a storyboard for a moving advert. You must include the script of the voiceover which will accompany the advert. So it can be any of those things. So you're going to use all the remaining class time to work on your advert. I'm really excited to see them. So pause the video now to complete your advert. As a final thing, please do check your work before you submit it. Have you included at least 3 different persuasive techniques? And have you included all the details in the checklist? Pause the video now to make sure you've done all these things. Okay, thank you very much for your hard work today. Really excited to see your adverts. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.